Hello everyone, so today I will be talking about one of the greatest concepts of all time, one of the greatest doll lines of all time, and the thing that made my childhood the happiest it could ever have been, Monster High. So I'm just kind of realizing it now that I never watched the Webisodes. I knew they were a thing for sure. I had that Kindle Fire, I was always on YouTube. YouTube used to be crazy back in the day. Let's get into that. No, we won't get into that today. But I used to have YouTube and I was just like, I don't know. Because I first started watching anything Monster High in 2012 and that was with Skull Shores, right? And the animation was very different. It was very different compared to the webisode. So I was just like, nah, I don't know if I want to do it. And I never watched it until I saw it pop up on my YouTube homepage. And I was like, wait a minute, webisodes. And then it all came back. So today I'm going to be watching a few of them because they're only like 2 minutes long. And I'm going to be recapping them for you guys if you haven't seen them in a while. So here we go. So the webisode starts with the theme song, which we all know is the best theme song of all time. Monster, monsters, monsters, yes we are. Like, you can't top that shit. Nobody ever will. So the ghouls are at the lockers and somebody has their radio out and it's playing a radio station, and then the announcer comes on and he's like, the Jaundice brothers, which we all know who that's supposed to be, want to perform at someone's school for like their homecoming dance. And all you have to do is submit a video as to why you think they should perform at your school. So Frankie starts it off, and I didn't realize she was the new girl at school. I mean, I always knew she was the main character, but I didn't know that was why. I had no idea, or I guess maybe I did and I just forgot. Or maybe they just addressed it in the webisodes and I had no idea because I didn't watch them, but she was the new girl? What? Sis literally said she was 18 days old. Like, that is crazy to me. Like, girl, you should still be in diapers. Well, I guess not. I don't know. That's kind of weird to me. 18 days old, like, wow. And then Draculaura's out here being 1600. That's crazy. All Frankie basically said was that everyone at Monster High loves the Jaundice brothers, and then she just passed the camera to Clawdeen. So my girl, my favorite ever since I got into Monster High, Clawdeen, basically said that they need to play, but on a non-full moon night. Now, my other fave, just mostly because she was pink, and pink will always be my favorite color, but not in this moment was she my favorite because she was kicking Miss Clawdeen. Like, excuse me. Like, let my girl speak. Let her finish. Let her talk her shit before you interrupt. And you want to know what this girl said? All she said was, Jaundice brothers rule. Girl, you interrupted just to say that. And then it was Ghoulia's turn on the mic, and I just, you can't help but love her. I'm gonna have to play the clip. So the only voice acting that felt kind of different to me was Lagoona, and oh my god, I feel robbed because she sounded so hot when it was her turn. Like, damn, that accent, oh girl, it was hitting. I was obsessed. And then Cleo in the best himbo of all time popped up to the scene. Like, oh my god, this was really the introduction to Monster High, you guys. Like, this is the most legendary shit I've ever seen. Where was I at when this came out? And this was also the first time we got to see Clawdeen and Cleo beef because Clawdeen cut off the camera and said they were still going while Cleo was trying to talk. Like, time jumps to the literal day of their homecoming dance and they still don't know if these boys are performing. So they got the radio out just in case, and then Frankie's clumsy ass knocked it over. She knocked the radio over, and then they're like, oh my god, how are we supposed to know if we won? And then 2 seconds later, boom, they're there. And they won the competition, and that's the end of the webisode. So we're on to webisode 2, and now this one focuses on Cleo and Clawdeen's beef, which was just chef's kiss. It was the best beef of all time. Like, both of them are hot, both of them are talented, and they hate each other. How could you not like this dynamic? I live for the shit. So Cleo's talent was showing off her Egyptian dance moves, and she finishes up and walks off stage, and then next is Clawdeen's turn, and of course Cleo, being the hater she is, but I still love her, doesn't want Clawdeen to do well, so she sabotages her. Like, oh my god, basically, ugh, girl, this is such a mess. So Clawdeen's basically just walking around, down the runway like it's a catwalk because she's the fashionista of the group. And then Cleo turns on the spotlight, which looks like a moon. So Clawdeen starts acting out like a werewolf, going crazy, and starts doing this funny move, like this weird dance. And then Deuce with his himbo ass was like, hey, who accidentally turned on the spotlight? And Cleo was like, well, fuck if I know. Oopsies, who would do such a thing? Girl. Miss Clawdeen is out here howling and acting a fool, still dancing and stuff, and then all of a sudden the spotlight turns off and she just kind of snaps out of it, Most people are looking kind of dumbfounded until her ghouls back her up and start cheering for her. Like, that's a squad right there. That's friendship goals. She walks off stage like the baddie she knows she is and looks at Cleo like, did they ask you for an encore? And her voice acting sounded kind of different on that part. I don't know. The Fear Squad webisode has 8 million views. That's like the first two combined. And I mean, I see why. This one has the iconic Fear Squad outfits. And I feel like I do remember seeing this one as a kid, but the rest of this is just a blur to me. And I don't know how that happened. So literally all that happens is Frankie was on the phone and then she's about to be late for class, but all these zombies are blocking the hallway because they're moving too slow. And she's like, you know what, let me bust out some cheerleading moves because she wants to try out for the Fear Squad. My bad, some fear leading moves. But Cleo is intimidating the ghouls, basically saying that all these bitches aren't going to make the cut, they're not worth it, and then boom, Frankie comes in, just starts, she comes in a split, and then she just starts busting out all these other moves, trying to get her hand connected back to her body. Because before Frankie even came in, there was this joke that I just gotta play it for you. It just doesn't have the same effect unless I play it for you.
There is no room on my squad for dead weight.
So Cleo says what's going on right now is unacceptable, but Lagoona here is exceptional. And then all the other girls are like, welcome to the fear leading squad, I guess. Like, that's all it took. That wasn't even an audition. Now, she did eat those moves, but like, y'all aren't the captain. Like, I'm kind of on Cleo's side for this one. You can't just decide if someone makes the squad. Like, who's the captain here? Substitute creature. Let's get into her. So basically, as the title implies, they have a substitute teacher coming in and they're all like, okay, cool, we don't have to do any work. But it turns out he's a jerk. He's one of those old teachers, you know, he's one of those haters, a loser, which is kind of ironic considering his name is Lou Czar. And then he gets mad and douchey, and then basically he says, since he doesn't know what chapter they're supposed to be on, they have to do the whole, I think it was calculus. Either way, he was going to make them do the whole math book in one period. Then Deuce walks in all late acting like nothing is happening, which love that for him. He is so unbothered. Can we get into that? I love Deuce. He is like the perfect male character in any cartoon I have ever watched. Like, I aspire to be as unbothered as him. It's giving Jaehyun from NCT. Like, they are on that same level of I really don't give a fuck. They win the I don't give a fuck war every damn time.
You, sir, are late.
No, I'm Deuce.
So after that, the teacher is still pissy and he's like, okay, well, take your sunglasses off. And he's like, yeah, you know, I really shouldn't do that. And everyone looks away. Everyone's like, uh-oh. And the teacher still doesn't get it. This substitute is clearly a substitute and they don't have a degree, because if everyone is looking away and he's wearing shades and he has snakes on his head, baby, if 2 + 2 is 4, what is not connecting in your brain right now? Mr. Luzar still insists that Deuce takes his glasses off, so he does, and of course he gets turned to stone. And Deuce says it might wear off in an hour or a few hours, or maybe, you know, not. And that's the end of that webisode. The next webisode was Party Planners, and girl, what is going on? So basically it's Draculaura's birthday, and Frankie's like, oh crap, I forgot, because she just got a notification, and she's like, I have to plan something, because it's about to be her 1600th birthday. So she wasn't 1600 before, but she's about to be. And then Draculaura gets that same kind of notification, but it's for Frankie, who's about to turn 16 days old. So basically they both going around asking their ghoul friends and other monsters in the school if they can attend each other's party, but everyone is so busy. And how the hell are you even planning a party this last minute? Like, you should have said a group dinner or something, because a party planned in hours on the actual day of the birthday, like, no ma'am, I don't think that's going to work out very well for you. So Draculaura and Frankie both run into each other and they both realize, like, yeah, they fucked up and they didn't have time to plan each other a party, but it's all good because MH pulls through. They go into the cafeteria, I'm pretty sure, and surprise, everyone was ignoring them and saying they were busy because they were throwing both of them a surprise party. The party was cute and the pictures was cute, and Ghoulia is the best selfie taker of all time. Slay Queen. So the last webisode I'm doing in this video is number 6, which is Blue Lagoona, and we love Lagoona episodes. We love Lagoona. That movie, what was it, Great Coral Reef or some shit like that? They played her. They played my girl so bad. It's a shame. We got the Lagoona and Gil origin story, you guys. How have I not seen this earlier? I just thought they were always together, but no. So Clawdeen tries to help his sister out by throwing something at Gil to make Gil look in Lagoona's direction, right? And he actually said he's going to the library later. Like, he spoke first. He told her his plans, and then she was just like, oh, books, smart people, we love to read. Like, girl, that's the only sentence you could put together. The most incoherent thing. Like, girl, I would have ignored you after that. Anyway. But we have to forgive my good sis because according to her, Gil is... Take a guess.
Come on, dude. Gil's practically a swimsuit model. Sure.
After she realized, like, oh, fuck, I just fucked up, she starts daydreaming about her and Gil swimming underwater together. And, this drawing on her notebook is open of her and Gil on dolphins. Like, oh my god, she was down bad. And then basically, once she's done daydreaming, she realized class is over because the bell rings and her book is gone. Her book was gone, but it's not like nobody saw it anyway. The shit was wide open. So she's panicking, as would I, but she's not panicking enough for me. If I had a drawing of someone I had a crush on dolphins with a bunch of hearts and stuff, girl, I would flip that school all the way around, a full 360. Nobody would be able to leave until I found that notebook, I'm telling you. But girl got lucky because guess who returned her book? Gil. And then he said, is this what you're looking for? Winked at her. She opened the notebook and it said, meet me at the fountain at 3. Oh my god. If only this kind of delulu worked out in real life. You know how many times I would have had a man? A million. But yeah, that was the start of it all, but unfortunately the end for this video. I kind of want to watch more of these. These are cute and short, so I love it. Anyway, thank you for watching and tell me what you think about these webisodes. Do you guys remember this shit? Because I think I was a little too young. These came out in 2010, so I was like 6. So it was a little before my time, but now that I'm getting into it, it's just bringing all the Monster High lore back to me, and this is just so nostalgic. Alright, so that's it for this video, and I'm going to hop on out because I have talked enough. So have a nice day, night, or afternoon, and live, laugh, love Monster High. And stand Clawdeen, because obviously.